What's up? What's happening and what's happening? Still got the music going. Check. Make sure that we sound good on all the places. I was checking that Facebook thing that we were having trouble with yesterday. Let's see, hold on. Let me know if you like the volume of the music in the background. Just playing around with it. I just put it on background. That negative space, that negative sound, kind of like gets to me sometimes. So I even need it. It's relaxing, so I like it. So, okay. What we're going to do, let me just bring up what I'm actually working on. So, oh no. What are you doing? Hold on, everyone. OBS, or Streamlabs is being a butthead. Being a butthead. Butthead. It's fixed, everyone. We can all calm down now. There we go. I don't think I need this tab. Close. There we go. See better chat, bigger chat now. Oh no, I don't want to do that. Why is that not locked? Bad. There we go. All right. So, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah. So it gave me some updates. And I was going to make some notes here. So I'm kind of like building. This started off, this whole tool that I'm building started off as I just wanted a window to basically house my AI tools, suggested tools. Oh, well, it's not showing my tools that I installed yet. So there's another thing I gotta comment on. Let me refresh, make sure everything's good. Okay. So, notes. So this is kind of like what you do when you vibe code. So you just hold on, I was still gonna check something first. So I wanted to check and see if it's streaming to Facebook. My Facebook page, that is. So I'm trying to stream to my Facebook page and my Facebook profile with the tool that I'm using, but it didn't work before. But is it working today? Doesn't look like it. I don't know. Just gonna have to hit up Streamlabs tech support. It's all good. I'm just curious because if it works, I'll let you know, and then you could do it. You know? You know how it is? Isn't that how it's supposed to be? Why do they make all the buttons so weird? There you go. Okay. It's all working. I'm happy. Okay, so back to my notes. So it started off as just being a panel for my tools that I was kind of trying to create with Google, Claude Code. And then it ended up being kind of a tool in itself and just like all the little workflows that I've had to do before. Like I know you could do a lot of it with Cowork, but I kind of want this to be the main flow that I like, the local flow. And then I could see that you could have Cowork just control these things, especially if you could control them in like the code level. So just put it on the internet and Cowork can, use it all. You just build all the tools, give it all access to it, and you don't have to worry about like all the things that it has to find. And maybe if, AI self-improves it. I'm just learning about it myself, so this is really exciting. I never would be able to build something like this this fast. So, hold on, personal profile. Yeah, this is in my face. Get out of my way. Personal profile. Selector should be above passive income. Yet. My profile is sparse. This is just a UI. Should and below. Let's do this in plan mode. I like doing it in plan mode. Then it gives me a plan, so I know what it's gonna do before it does it. Takes longer though. Highlight that. Let's see. Make sure I'm streaming on X. Yep, look, that loop was perfect. Low latency. I know you're impressed. Okay. I'm going to put that in quotes because I don't know if data funnel is the right words. Okay, what other thing? I already saw something else, so that was just a little cosmetic thing. I was just saying that personal profile should go above this. I still need to go through this and find the holes in it. Some ideas. I haven't really done much with this board yet. Here's the other thing. It is not showing any of the already installed local apps in tools. I do now see the recommended tools at the bottom. Okay. I need to try and install something and see how it goes. But okay, let's look for other holes, other things that broke in this. So here's admin. Clean that up. So it didn't. Are we sure we're on there? Updated server? Yeah. So the profile, that's the one thing. Okay, tools, that's the notes on that page. Here's this. All my workflows disappeared. Okay. Okay, all the workflows disappeared. Monetization. Probably just is missing some connection. It's probably not gone. Okay, anything else? Admin panel. I mean, I need to work on this, but that's not part of it. This is just something I need to work on. It's not important at the moment. But I just wanted to put it there so I would remember to work on it eventually. See, look, I've spent 20, sorry, not 20 cents. 1 cent, like a little over, almost 2 cents in API costs. Testing stuff out. Each one. All right, we're getting some notes. There's just a little bit of like the admin panel. Like it's truly just so I could test this flow. So what this is kind of becoming is me building a tool. Send this because the one that has the white background. I'm just gonna use that. So I just want my PFP that I use to be my thing because why not, you know? Let's see. It also did not save my PFP profile. Okay. So what I want to just do is send a photo from my phone. This can go back far enough. Scroll back. You know, when you have like 1,000 photos favorited. Is that a favorited folder anymore, or is that just a folder? I don't know. I wouldn't have asked the question if I knew the answer. So, man, I'm looking at some fun old photos. None of the ones I'm looking for. These fun old photos. Getting close, I could feel it. I think it's this one. Yeah. There we go. Oh no, that's why. Yeah, I'll do it later. It's gonna mess up the sound in the stream if I do it because of Bluetooth. Damn Bluetooth. It's all good. We got enough. Let's just take a look and see if there's anything else. Settings besides. Nothing I know of. Alright. Yes, I just need to work on a lot. It's just planning. You know what I need to do? Okay. I need Good cowork. Honestly, I could just generate a prompt and just generate something with like Grok. I'll do that. That's easy. Fun. Hit me up making lunch plans. They're telling me not to eat lunch, so we could all grab lunch later. Seems fair. But that's still late, like it's still like lunchtime here. It's like noon. Charge my phone. But I do need a little pick me up. Here's some caffeine. I made this and then I realized I hadn't brushed my teeth yet today, so I'm like, oh gosh, I gotta go brush my teeth. But then I couldn't drink it for a while because it gets that flavor. That the flavor that toothpaste always does to you. So kind of the flow that I get when I am like vibe coding that I feel so far is, so this is the second terminal window in Claude Code that I've been coding in. Yesterday after I finished, I had it like, or not yesterday, at the beginning of the day, I had it, when it was done, I had it create an MD file that gives basically kind of a breakdown of all the work that we have done so far, like the history, so it kind of knows what it's done before. And then also gives kind of like a breakdown of like what we're working on, kind of like a recap. Everything that the AI would need to look at to pick up where we left off. But then at the end, I wrote in a thing that script will also have like a wrap-up file, so you could have it look at what you've done so far and update that MD file. So that way I can finish, say I'm working on here, and I use up all of the context, because there's only so much context that these AIs have. So if I use that all up here at some point, and I say, oh, the replies aren't getting as good, I could ask it how much context is left if I want to, but that would take context. So I could just take that. Okay, cool. I got 2 hours before I have to head out to go get lunch, so we have plenty of time to hang out. Let me just reply to that, not be a jerk. Oh. But yeah, so and then it wraps it up, so that way I could pick this up in a new in a new window, and it knows my entire project, everything I'm actively trying to accomplish from it. So it turned into a very good way to do this, and it's very different than Cowork. Like, I need to go dive deeper into Cowork again. I got very distracted with this tool over the last week, but I do like Cowork. I honestly could see how this terminal that I'm building could work with Cowork. Like, either you set up automations in Cowork that then go here and use this tool. Like, you tell it to go, you create a skill that uses the tool that you create in code. And that way you know for a fact it's going to work exactly how you want. And maybe, then you have like another thing that's basically improving this. The Cowork automation suggests that you add this upgrade, and now you have agents that are going out and doing the work for you using the tool that you're using. Basically, on a code level, using your tool and auditing it and saying, like, this is a good idea. But yeah, I mean, like, I could see how it could very well be a very easily because then what you could do is with code, since the base controller. Oh, here, let's make sure this is going. Context. Here's root cause. Use fresh empty dashboard instead. All right, I like that plan. Now it's fixing those things that I noticed, and then I kind of have like a list of things I have it working on right now. But maybe I run out of context. So now if I run out of context and I'm going to move on to the next big task, I don't want to use the same terminal. I want to use a fresh, but I want it to pick up exactly where we left off. So that's why I built that file and those two things. But point is, what I was getting at was I could see how you could build prompts. You could even have this terminal here generate the exact prompt that you could come in and say, hey, go into Claude, go to Cowork, go to schedule, go to new task. In name, paste this. In description, paste this. In prompt, paste this. And then it could tell you, like, select this file on your computer or these files on your computer. And there's also, you could have you want it to have a particular model. And then give it the exact folder to work in. So you can actually give it a folder. So point being is that maybe I'm working backwards a little bit, but I like the idea of creating a terminal that could just tell me exactly what to do. Say do, but I didn't say it. There might be children watching. Let's see. Let's go back to code, because once that's all fixed, but kind of the vision of this has evolved into, I see like this profile tab generating something that's going to turn into the perfect coaching assistant chatbot. I know that chatbots might be so 2024 or whatever, or 21 or all that stuff. But at the moment, if it could be something that just tells you step by step and then also can trigger things in this terminal. So I think a chatbot that controls everything locally. And this tool, this like the tools page, this is actually the only page that's not locally. So like I could see how I could probably bring this entire thing into the cloud if I wanted to, except for this page. And maybe workflows, because I think it's workflows is for both. But the idea for this page was I wanted to be able to just easily, either just paste a GitHub link or just find it locally on my computer, and then just have a quick way to just hit launch for an app that I've either created or that I just install. Like this right here might be a way better one. But once it's installed, beautiful thing about AI is that now I could just give it that folder and I can modify it if I want to. Wahaha. What will happen if I click this right now? Didn't think so. Something I'll have to work on. Maybe it's just gives you instructions on how to, if you're installing it from GitHub, maybe it just gives you instructions on what to give it. Put into Claude Code to install it for you, or Claude Cowork to install it for you. You just say like, okay, Claude Cowork, here is this, and it will know exactly where to place these based off of something in the prompt. Yeah, that's exactly. So once it knows exactly your file directory, you can just say, here, install it here, whatever. Not working on that right now. But the monetization tab, the idea for this was that at first, the first version will be like, I can actually show you this. It just deleted everything, but hopefully it brings the stuff back. So the idea is that you have the program name. Let's call it high level because I promote high level. And you can say, what is it? So high level. So you say high level. High level is a SaaS. Like referral, affiliate link, .com, dashboard, back office link. And this would be like, so high level has their back office. They have one built in, but you could also go through like, I forget what the name of the company that they use, whatever it is for their thing, but you have the website. Commission notes, so high level, for instance, is 40%. So you could make that note. Then back office could be, and then blah, blah, blah. There you go. So then you'd hit save. And look, it's not actually working right now because I broke it. But the idea is it would put a card here and things down here. And now I have a quick way that I could either click, but then more importantly, now that I'm creating a database of my affiliate links, what I could do is I could say, okay, I build an email section in here. So anytime that something's sent out from email, I'll know if that affiliate link was clicked via that email. Or if I create a direct link and I put it in my YouTube links, I would be a link tracking tool. And I could easily just create custom link tracks and know where my traffic is coming from when I'm making sales, just because it's in one terminal. And then I like being able to just click through and maybe it even launches into a new tab. Since it's in its browser already, it doesn't and it has the the email. I just have the email and password, so it's already built into basically a password manager, like just for those. So don't bank on the security of that. I haven't dive into auditing that yet. But I mean, I never would have been able to accomplish this much. Let's go back. I feel like, yep. Whenever I get distracted, AI is waiting on me to click something. Look at this. This is a beautiful thing if you don't know anything about it. Like, look at subtracting 4 lines and adding 1. Oh my gosh, that's so good. Every time you shorten code. So that's why, like, when there was that whole thing with Musk saying that whoever writes the most lines of code, keeps their job. I think that he was just hiring the most incompetent person in the room. Because the whole point of code is to do it in less lines of code. So I know this seems complicated, but it's not. I think this is the whole point. Like, I'm building a whole entire tool. I don't know code. I'm learning it, and I'm going to be able to turn it into a proper workflow. I guess what this actually is becoming, it's like, hold on, logins. Fix the name of that. Jonathan's toolbox. It's dirty. Live stream. Oh, that's YouTube. Oh no, audio loop. No. Oh, that was a close one, everyone. We don't want audio loops. Okay, these were missing before. That's something else that I need to work on. But now we have no data. I don't want that every time I refresh. Learn. Deleted my anything I added. See, one of my goals also with this from the beginning. So I understand that people don't always have funds to do stuff, right? So, like, paying for API fees can be intimidating. So if I was going to share this, since I'm paying for API, unless I put it like a cost that I charge monthly somehow, that's another option. I could do like a credits. It would be like any other tool that has like a credits. Like every month that you subscribe, you get credits. And if you use them, then you get to use them. If you don't, they expire. So I understand why you need to have them expire. All right, let's go. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Great. Okay, so now Personal profile is the top. How about this? Where is it? The information book. There we go. There, I could be like the little Karen in me. Make it look clean and organized. Let's see. Let's check other stuff. Monetization. We still have not had that stuff returned. That refresh issue is there, so workflows are back. Working on tools. Suggested tools. What else we got? Still what else? Break. Every time I refresh, I get the... Oh. Man. My neck is stiff again today. I need to do some stretching. What else? Yep, broke it. Ashamed of myself. I do have this set up this way, so look at this. So if I need to step away from my camera for now, I probably should put some sort of like be right back thing pop up, but let's do this. You can still hear me right now. Do this. I think I can do this. I don't know. I'll leave that going, but let's just go back to what we were doing. Ooh, there's sirens in the background. You're just basically reporting bugs. I mean, this is like, I feel like this stage will, like, that's what you'll use co-work and stuff for, those types of agents. You'll have your tool, and then co-work will go in and do like all the debugging. People will report this, co-work will go in and fix the code. Imagine it even being in real time eventually. Like, oh, here's a problem. Oh, let me go fix it. I need to take some ibuprofen. Okay, let's look at this plan first. We're doing it, everyone. Where is my Theragun? I should go and take one. I'll look for it. Why am I in pain when AI is doing the coding for me? Hold on. Here, let me find it. See? This is why I created this tab right here. Rahaha, watch me. Okay, so the funny thing is, I was looking all over for it just now, like all over the room, but it was right here. I got that right here. I'll probably turn off the mic. You don't need to hear this. Let's see. Let me see what. I gotta figure out that zoom in thing too. See, this is the future. I got a stiff neck, and I'm live vibe coding, and I could do both at the same time. For some reason, I'm exposing everybody to all my unbuttoned shirt. Sorry, I'm gonna leave one unbuttoned. I don't know. Everybody, like, what's the point of this top button? It just makes you feel all like you're being strangled. Okay. I swear by, like, Therabody products, by the way. Just so you know. I swear by them. Let's do a quick one real quick. Let's just do, like, a quick... Let's do a quick one. It's still coding. It's doing its thing. Let's just do a 1 minute one. I'm not gonna make you hear all like the weird vibrate sounds. Bye. I just take this and I just massage my neck while it's coding. Oh no, gosh, it did the thing. See? These usually come in groups. There we go. All right. I did one little 1 minute thing, but I got like this killer knot in my neck. I just got to get rid of it. There we go. So look, it is like it's fixing bugs in the app that I created from thin air. And anytime I see a bug, I'll address it. It's very. There you go. It's still happening. It's still happening. All right. We're still waiting. Might as well just hit this knot one more time. I'll be right back. All right, it's serious. I gotta take that in like strides. Wow, that is a giant knot in my neck right now. I don't know if you hear that. Look. I don't know if that's picked up on the camera. That's a big knot. That's a big knot in my neck. Oh, there we go. Progress. Once I troubleshoot this, we move on. And we keep on building out my empire. I understand that some features aren't completely done. It's evolving. Truly evolving into something that I didn't originally expect it to be, which is kind of cool if you think about it. I always had this like thing, like since my channel was called Entrepreneur's Toolbox, to call it like like that you create a toolbox of tools that any entrepreneur would need. So this is kind of just becoming what I always said I would build, but never thought I could. And the fact that hold on. Oh man, I don't know if you can hear that. I hear it in my head. Wow. I gotta work on this. Make sure I have the right screen just in case I'm being yelled at. Let's see. Okay, if I hit refresh, okay, now it's not giving me that pop-up. That was an issue we had. Move this up to the top here. Let's see. Now this is collapsible. Everything's collapsible in case it gets too riff-raffy, and maybe I'd... There we go. So we're basically building like a... What else? Monetization. Command it. Next. Question mark. In plan mode. Take a second. You know what? Make a valid point. Working. I should work on that knot. All right, I need a little break after that. I see you there watching me be in pain. I think it's funny. Boy, that one I felt like a big something release, which is positive. Man. Let's check your current roadmap. What items? It said these items and it didn't tell me. Okay. Dunk, real. Okay, success. Do it. Let's make Dunk into an actual AI agent. I'm building an AI agent that's gonna be able to control my life. I can give it the power. All right, let's do another session on that. All right. I gotta tell you though, like, I gotta give it to Therabody products. Like, it's crazy how much that actually just helped, just a little bit. But I'm gonna continue doing that all day. Like, I'm just continue. Like, I want to feel good. So basically what I'm going to be able to do is I'm going to let Dunk manage this terminal and the goal, and then anything you have to manually put into. I mean, there's really no way that I don't even know. So, like, you can never find a good coach, build one. It's customized for everyone. It's still just writing the plan. I wonder if I just do this in Cowork. I need a series of right back GIF style animations for my live stream. I step away. We should sticker versions. By 9 versions and 9 by 16 versions of each. Double timing it. Put them to work. I don't know if this is going to work, but let's see. Go to work. This happened last time. At least it saved that. Let me just check and see what's going on here. This is still working. What I wanted. This is what I was, approved. Build my clone. This is working now, so I can't really close it. I have to restart it once it's... I don't know what just happened there. Maybe it's I'm running two things. It knows I'm double dipping. See, I'm still... We're over an hour already. Started this at the beginning of the stream. All background music generated with Suno. You did it, everyone. So again, here's like the tools that I like. Remotion. If I click this, this is the whole reason that let's see if it'll work. Maybe it won't even work right now. The whole reason, and this is the part that's not working. Like, it's bug fix. It said that there was bugs. I think that there was a big like update that I did, and it like, I like it. It makes the, well, I'll deal with that later. But this looks much cleaner. It's empty right now, but it's like, stop these. But I wanted to have like what's the best way to put, like a isolated a system where I could have all of my AI tools that I either installed locally in a dashboard that I could launch and that was working before, but it just broke. All what it does is it launches it into a new tab. It's its own tool. This is just a organizer, and then I created a workflow organizer that takes those and kind of makes it so I can say, oh, here's a thing that like basically you could look at it kind of. I guess the best way to be calling it would be like sort of like N8N does with its things. Maybe I even reimagine it to be something more like that than monetization, which that's not really filled in right now, but it will track. Goal is that it tracks my my different income streams all in one place. The goal, at least. That's what the idea with that tab would be. And then admin is just because I'm realizing that eventually I might want to turn this into a tool that I could sell, or like, that if it becomes, at least maybe even if it's streamlined and I find a part that really works, this is kind of like my playground in this stage. And if something works and I'm able to spin it off into its own little standalone tool, I already have the whole entire infrastructure built because it's basically this tool, but it's just a part of it. So I just spin that piece off. I have AI do that, spin it off, but like as an admin, I'd want to be able to track how much my API costs are. And then the idea is that now I have this data, and when we're in monetization, before there was some weird, when it was actually tracking it earlier, before everything broke, before I broke everything, before I broke it, it was showing my API costs as an expense. So now we could track our expenses, and we track our money in, money out. So if I have a tool that I'm subscribed to and it costs me a certain amount every single month for my business, I could just drop it in here, and now I know that that's how much it's costing me. So I can get a all in one place breakdown of how much money I'm spending on my business every single month. So I could really just make sure that as far as on the business, I know you have a whole life, but technically if you break even, you're knowing that you're not spending more than you are making, then you know that you're at least not losing money by doing your business, which is better than most. But so that's the idea of this tab, and I think that would be very valuable. So I could see how these different things, this is like think of it like a playground when you go and do this stuff. Make sure okay, good, it's still going. Yeah, think of it like a playground. You just like go in here and you start making ideas, because a few days ago, this was something very different than it is now. Where is it? There you go. But now I'm the profile was kind of like, I need to have a personal profile. Okay, you fill it in. But I always what is something that I always struggled with when I would, what was one of my limiting things that I would stop me from filling in one of these forms personally, was that I actually had to fill in a form. So I built out kind of like, there's all these different pieces that it really kind of wants to fill in to get a better idea of everything about you. But instead of filling it in by just going, all right, what's your business name, income target, but the goal is that it's going to go through a wizard that that you're going to be able to just go through this chatbot, and the chatbot will just conversationally collect the information from you. It's not going to just, it will say, okay, and it will evolve the questions based off of what it collects. So that's the goal, at least. This is the vision. And then it fills all of this information in here, and then you have a master file, and then it could create a business plan. And then I wanted to create and in these ones, I think that I'll create I want to create a way that anybody that doesn't have an API key could just do this. They could just go in here and fill these things in manually. Or, or maybe there's a, however we end up doing it, you fill it in manually, and then same thing with these. There's things that we could fill in manually without the bot. I want to have a non-bot version. that you could just do. And I think the bot version is probably the better one, more organic. And that's what and then at the end, you could take all that data in this business AI business analyst, copy the prompt and go over to your chat bot of choice, and it would generate your business plan. And then you could, there will be a place that you could paste that back in here, right here. You paste that back in here, and now it's generated all of the information that you would need in order to continue your path of, figuring out things. But it would just be done with copying and pasting. I don't like that idea but I like to build that as an option that I may never release to the public, but I want to be able to create it. So if I ever wanted to, so I think a lot of people say, I don't want to deal with APIs to do something. Well, you can copy and paste then. That's basically what it's saving you time with. So, but I want to build it just because I want to build it. Still thinking. Still in. Oh no, it's building. It's not in plan mode. Where my usage is at right now. This session's not bad. I'm using more this week though. It is only Tuesday after all, and I've used 16% of my weekly allowance. But that's better than like what I was doing when I was on the $20 plan. But you could see how this could replace your entire business, your entire workflow, your entire team. You don't need a team anymore. You just have this one tool. And then if you need an employee, you have it go and build it for you. If you need an employee is as simple as coming up with a good prompt to give to Cowork. And I could see that I'm building basically the command center to control Cowork in a way. I think that there's still a lot of copying and pasting that's going to have to happen, and you just schedule these things in Cowork. I know you could also get something like OpenClaw. I get it, but I don't want to have that on my computer. But I could see how maybe OpenClaw manages. It works with OpenClaw. I could figure out ways to do that, but I would want that to be on a VPS server. Slept 3 seconds, huh? I just love it. I never thought I'd be able to create something like this. It just gives me joy. Look, Mom, no hands. It's looking nice. I am loving what I'm building. I'm very happy with. Very happy. It's coming along. Oh, look, my profile picture's back. Remember, we were upset. We were vicious. I'm gonna change that profile picture though, now that that's the logo that I'm using. Maybe this profile picture should be my face, because I'm going to make my Dunk profile picture Dunk. Might as well do it. Might as well make things look like stuff that is in stuff, things that I do with stuff. I'm building perfect AI coach for myself, and then I can't give it to other people. Let my AI coach do the work for me as an AI agent. Somehow I started building an AI agent, didn't even realize it. And I'm thinking, everyone. Okay, so it's showing the answer. So I had it like for private. I wanted to make it so I never accidentally reveal a thing, but we look at this. I integrated all the API functionality into it already. So right here we have Anthropic, which is what I'm using already. Now I haven't done it yet, but we have OpenAI. We could add that in next. And what that will do is it's not just going to unlock the capabilities of me being able to what I could build with it. It's going to make it so I could just, part of the reason why I wanted to create I'll give you an example. So here's a tool that I use, Algro. It's in my, there's API. So there's Algro API. Where is it? Easiest way to reach. Here it is. It's right there anyways. So it's going to make me log in to look at their API stuff. Oh, whatever. But this is a tool, and it has a bunch of functions. But if I want to do any of these things, why would I figure it out myself? I like this tool. I use this tool. I promote this tool. I would just use their API. Why would I do it any other way? So if I wanted to build a tool, I could build it on what's already been built. And all what I need to do is give it the API, and then I can build an isolated tool. But now if I want to build my own command center or whatever, I don't even necessarily need to use their subscription that they have if I didn't want to, because they have their fine price. It's fair, I feel. But the API, let me just look at it. I'll log in. I don't want to deal with that right now. It's all good, whatever. But you get the point. The point is that now I could add that API in, and it adds in the capabilities of everything that they've built on that platform. And I found that Algro, I think that they do a better job, but like you have Grok, which is XAI's API. You have Google AI. You have regular Google. You have Replicate, which, if you know what Replicate is, this is actually a really cool site, Replicate. So this is Replicate. You could run AI with an API. So you could add their API, and if you know anything about Replicate, is they kind of, there's a lot of models that you could just run, that even ones that you potentially would be running locally, you could just run them and it just charges. See, their pricing is models. See, it's like 1.5 cents per 1,000 output tokens. So you could create these things all using like the Replicate API in your tool and not have to reinvent the wheel. And you could do it all directly in here, and it has like a fixed price. Now, like this is an expensive one, like 25 cents. This is video. Look at this one, 9 cents, but that's just standard definition. So I'll probably be diving more into, so I'll add that in. But it's, if you don't know what this is, you just joined Cloudflare. Yay, good for them. Good for them. But I'll be showing some of the stuff in here. I used to do a lot of stuff showing Replicate, but they're definitely, you could clone yourself, and that could be you could use the model that actually uses your own clone, like all this stuff. But now you could just do it locally here. Do it however you want. But now build something. You don't have to actually think about it. Just go and create. Let's take a look. Make sure. And then I want to be able to, so there's a NFT project that I'm still, heavily involved with, and I believe in, and I believe what they're building. So I like the idea of being able to give a little perk. So all what I've done so far is so you can do a wallet connect. So it's a Solana wallet connect, and I need to figure out, I still haven't dove too deep into it, but I need to figure out a way to track it. I got the base installation of this put in here. But what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm gonna make it so I can link in any particular NFT token. For instance, I'm doing Draft Tower, which is one that I'm involved in, but I want to be able to say, okay, as in the admin panel, you can select your NFT. So you just have to add in like the token ID, and then and then what they get if they have that. Now, if you don't know what that means, no worries. The idea would be that is if I have anybody that's like a Web3 person that has like an NFT. I know this doesn't sound like people don't know that. It doesn't matter if you think that NFTs are dead, they're not. But point is that if somebody has one and I want to give them a perk for having it, I could say maybe one that what I set for right here is like I have personal, right now this is a admin profile, right? So I'm building this out with the idea that I may eventually, by may, I mean I'm going to, again, but may not be the whole thing, but I'll spin part of it off into its own tool. Try. It's not waiting on me. Business profile. No form required. Perfect. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. What's it doing? Great. What next? Plan. Plan mode. But like this, so what I was saying with the NFT, like I would have one person allowance, but maybe if you have the NFT, I could say, oh, maybe you get, I think I had it set to 10, but it may not be that many. Maybe it's 3. Maybe you get, if you have the NFT, you have 3, but maybe for every, maybe even detect, I don't know if it could detect that there's multiple. I know there's ways to do that, but however I want to do it, like if I kind of like the idea of just it being like a back end. I'm building an AI tool, but just give it a perk for having that NFT, and it doesn't cost me much at anything else, because here's the thing. If they're a paying customer, they're going to and they add more, my logic was like something like this: adding more profiles doesn't actually cost me any more money. If they're using their own API key, they're costing themselves more money. And if they are, using some sort of paid method that, covers my costs, then the API fees are covered by that. And they're only being given a certain amount of credits, and if they use them up, they have to, top up, or however I end up doing it. But point is that that's an easy thing you can give for an NFT project. It doesn't have to be something that's going to cost you money. I give them extra profiles or some little perk here and there for having that asset, because it's not. You just want to give them. If you ever have them, the idea is like give them a reason not to sell it, and then you could give whatever down the road. Like, hey, you know what? We're gonna give extra 10% on credits this month, just for free, on top of whatever you have. If you have whatever you want to do, gamify it. Yeah. So that's what I'm gonna do eventually, but it's not my main focus at the moment. I just wanted to make sure that it was in the panel, just so it'd be working on it. Oh, here we go. So, okay. What would we tackle next? Fix remaining bugs, dunk system prompt tuning, or dunk tools, onboarding, profile flow. Let's fix remaining bugs. All right. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick while everybody is looking at this. I'm going to go to no camera mode. Look at this. Look at this. If you're watching on mobile and vertical, you get to watch some sweet VR. All right, I'm back. Oh, man, I just drank like a big thing of water-ish type substance. This was just, but it had half a packet of Celsius in it. Not a lot of caffeine in a Celsius. We don't need that much caffeine. Like 3 cups of coffee or something like that. It's like 100. Average cup of coffee has 80 milligrams of caffeine. Can of Celsius has 200. So yeah, it's about 2.5 cups of coffee, right? Is my math bad? That's perfect math. That's perfect math. That's 2.5 cups of coffee. I am just so stoked that I am finally doing this, because it's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and I never thought it would actually become something so streamlined and so clean so quickly. I'm very happy, and very happy in anything that I just ask, and it creates. Okay. Mm-hmm. It's writing the plan. Giving me the plan. Bug fixes. There are quite a few bugs. I created them. I created the monsters. I don't know what's going on. Code is working. Mm-hmm. See. Okay, what should we tackle next? We should fix remaining bugs. Gerp. So what am I working? Basically, the whole idea is I'm trying to turn this chatbot into an agent that manages my entire terminal and also learns about what I'm doing and fills in the blanks as we go. But, you know, it's basically creating a giant JSON file that it could access. Maybe that's that I'll need to address how it's let it do its debugging. Well, it's actually just planning. It's coming along, everyone. I'm excited. See, I want to get the debugging done just because when I like show somebody, I'm like, hey, look at this thing that I've been working on. And then this part's broken. I'm like, oh, yeah, it's I just need to debug it. Just trust me, it works. That's not how you want to show people. You want to show like the less polished but functional version. I don't remember having that conversation. Oh, that must have been like a starter capital of $500. I hate doing an accounting test. I didn't think this must have been something that the bot was saying. Startup. Yeah, it's saying it's the same. My income target is exactly $3,000. I have no limits to my income targets. $3 billion. Still just planning. Come on. Let's get through these bug fixes in this session. I want to get through these bug fixes. I gotta restart Claude. What's going on? I don't know what's going on. Got a couple friends that have birthdays today. I gotta hit them up. Auto coding is making me tired. I need to code that thing I was talking about where... See, well, I was looking for my Theragun. I found my Switch, but that's not the important part. It's in the Switch controllers. We have our SNES controller. And I could be all like, oh, boop, it's controlling. And then the thing pops up, and everybody could be like, I'm video gaming. And then, oh, something popped up for me to do. Pauses it and just like minimizes it. I think it's doable. I think we could do it. I think it's possible, everyone. I think it's possible. I have enough information now. Let's write the plan. It's collected enough information about me. Attempted to write a plan without reading first? Whoa. What's going on here? One second. 1 second. There you go. My day job, when I'm not doing this stuff, is actually hold on. 2 bugs. Carried API tracking shows no data. Let's fix it. There we go. And then, you know, obviously I need to do some audits and make sure that I'm not like burning through tokens, all that fun stuff. Oh yeah, my day job is like working on TV shows, so that's... There we go. I get to work on Thursday now. Doesn't really do me any good though. Trading time for money. That's the point. Like, you want to automate things as much as possible so people don't have to go to work. Oh, did we hit the end of our playlist? Is that what happened? So our options are... That's kind of dumb. Fix it. There we go. It fixed it. So now you can see it's cost me about 8 cents to do all the shenanigans that I've done here. did what I asked where it blurred it out now, which is nice. So the one model is now not just showing it good. That's good. Monetization tab. Okay, so let's go through this. Could be correct. Tools. Oh, wait. Business. Testing. I'm going to call it testing. Okay, that's exactly what I needed. That did when I did that, it actually started a new thing. Oh, oops. Here we go. I open. Close whisper flow. In the monetization tab, there should be a drop-down menu that lets you pick the personal profile, and then a second drop-down menu that lets you pick the businesses within that. Then there should be a way for you to see all. I still do not see any of the previously added things we were tracking in the monetization tab. That was, see, it was 11. Now it did that when I opened the new API call. Good. This I'll do when I'm not streaming because it shows email addresses. See, there's testing right there. See, testing, my business. Those are two businesses. So I want to be able to merge like one use. This is users, not, and it creates a new user every time there's a new business. So I need to fix that. Just bug fixing things right now. See, here's what I was talking about. So here's, it's showing costs. So I haven't added in like the tracking of bills and stuff like that yet in here, but this will be my own like financial like tracker. Maybe you have a job and you want to like enter in your make it so you could enter in your personal stuff here too. I don't know, kind of stuff that I could build for myself and not necessarily that I would share. Maybe spin it off into something isolated. Okay, I can see the first row is empty. Mm-hmm. See, like log earnings, I could have it like, see, like right in there, we just have it track the API costs. And then I could have it itemize it depending on which API, and I could look at it. The idea with this is that this data could be valuable just knowing which API is doing good. So yeah, it's scary as fuck, man. Avery B. It is scary as fuck, but you know, the fact that I've been able to replace so much, like I'm building like a command center that all of the, like I never could have done this stuff by myself before. It's like I'm replacing my entire, like any team. You don't need a team anymore. You as a business, you're running AI automations. It's really what a business is becoming now. Let's see. And the fact that I was able to build everything that I've kind of wanted, and now like I see a hole, and I'm like, oh, there's a hole here. How could I get around this? And it just builds it for me. It's just kind of mind-boggling. You're not right. It is scary. Scary. Oh. Mm-hmm. But it allowed me to create all of this whole tool from scratch. And like, it's like I said, it started off with just me just wanting to have basically a pin board where I could put stuff. So yeah, music video generator literally extracted the final frame from the previous scene. It makes, yeah, that people don't, if that's cool that you made one. Like I actually was making I was making some manually, but I was doing exactly what you're talking about. It grabs the last frame. I was using Grok because it was giving me I was doing it with APIs at the time. But what that's all I would do. I would just take it. I had it prompt everything, and then it would always just use the first frame of the last video as the starting frame. So it's crazy what you could do with it. It will replace a lot of human effort. I think that this stage in particular that we're at right now, particularly with stuff like Cowork, which for some reason wants me to restart before I need to restart it. But I'm letting it finish this this session before I do. What's going on here? Did it fix it? Did it fix the problem? Better have. Me? My business? Testing. Hold on. First drop down should be picking from your business. Picking the personal profile. The second is the business profile. Pick show all. Didn't do what I asked, so sorry. And in most cases, that effort unfortunately provides a lot of meaning and made it more accomplishing. So that's the thing is, like, I feel like you could still use AI to create something real, but I think that the problem is that modern social media and everything, like just the way that people's brains are, their attention spans are just so damn short. And you know, it's like you need to actually so knowing what I know now and what I can do, I really believe AI tech CEOs are terrified of their own creation. I think they could definitely. I don't think that they're necessarily terrified of their own creation. I think companies like Adobe are going to be scared of their own creation. But what was I saying? I love the fact that I can create things. Like, I feel like Photoshop is screwed. Like, I think with things like Cowork and Code combined, those two things, like right now, what I'm kind of building right here is my thought was like, why don't I build everything locally as kind of like a little self-contained server that has all of these different things that I do in my business anyways, that I pay for, that I go and pay for. So why don't I build an ecosystem that I could do manually, which that I could eventually sell to somebody, but also make it so it could be controlled by things like Cowork automations. So now Cowork would just, this is kind of the idea in my head is like Cowork, I could build a suite and Cowork just goes in and uses the code in what I build. But then because I'm human, I want to have a UI that I could build along the way. So in a way, I'm building an AI agent. If you think about it, it is crazy. I never thought like a week ago, since I started like building this, I'm like, it started off with me creating a pin board for like AI tools that I was working on, or ones that I wanted to install just for organization. But I do think that I feel accomplished because this is something that I was already trying to do. But as far as like art, I do feel like that dopamine rush that people get from social media is killing people's attention spans. So they see something cool and then they move on to the next thing so quick. I remember when I was a kid, like a cool video came out on YouTube and the whole school was talking about, did you see that really cool CG video that just dropped? Like, there's so much noise now. That would never happen nowadays. Well, like, yeah, ChatGPT was good for the longest time. I feel like they're all going to leapfrog each other. Right now, Claude, there's ethical reasons why I like Claude. I appreciate what they're doing on that. But there's also, I feel like I'm getting better content from it. I feel like it, and the fact that I have all of Claude Cowork and Claude Code. Yes, I know that they have Codex, but I don't feel like Codex is nearly as good as Claude Code at the moment. So it may leapfrog it eventually, but the beautiful thing about it is if I want to, I could just jump over to that and have that manage my code if it becomes a better alternative. So, yeah, no, you're right. I never imagined being able to learn what I'm learning and being able to participate in expressing myself. And yeah, it's like, so maybe my day job is actually working in like TV and film stuff. I mostly more TV, but the barrier of entry still, like, for somebody that wanted to make a movie, like maybe they're able to use AI tools to actually craft the movie that they wanted to, which I appreciate that. But I think the problem is that there's people just hitting the print button and AI slop comes out and then they throw it everywhere. And that becomes the standard for AI. I think that, like, when I started editing, I used tools like Descript, and that would cut out hours of work on an edit. And those are useful tools, like uses for AI, but I feel like I'm using it to make my life, to give myself time freedom and automate. And so, like, for instance, you made a music video. Maybe I'm trying to automate this panel that I'm creating right here. So I could do whatever I want, work on a music video if I want to, or work on something creative if I want to, but automate the money
So we could use AI to, have fun and just be ourselves. Express. Claude Coworker is much better than OpenClaw. I agree. There's only one limitation with Claude Cowork that I feel that OpenClaw can do better, and it's that it's like an overall umbrella that could trigger things. So as far as like automations, definitely much better. Once you have that set up, I think that it does exactly the same thing, and you're not compromising your computer with some open source software. Yeah, it's not transparent of what it's doing. It's open source. Like you're saying, it's not transparent. I don't know what it's doing. I know that Cowork is doing a task. The only limitation is that I feel like there's not something managing those tasks. So if there was a layer that was managing that, whatever it is, if they built that, Claude, if they built that, then great. Yeah. I'm having some of those issues right now because I'm kind of building this in a sandbox right now too. So this is all just running like locally on my computer right now. But when I was building it, I told it that I wanted it to be built in a way knowing that I'd probably move it online at some point and sell it as a SaaS. Minus this page that I'm on right now, the tools one. I want, like I said, it had me build a Chrome extension which will allow me to access local files, so I could see that as potentially some way that I could just have that as if you get the Chrome extension, you get that feature. If you don't, then it's a fully online tool. And now I have like my AI agent that I could use from anywhere, or if I wanted to build like local models, I could build local models that just run it all off my computer and don't use any API, if my computer's fast enough. I have a M4 Max processor in my computer, so it could handle a lot of these different things that you throw at it. But people like your imagination, whatever your imagination is what it's going to be. Let me go back here. Okay, good. It's money tab looks great. Let's go check this and see if it's updated this. Let's go refresh. So what was it? So profile. It wasn't on here that I was commenting. Monetization. Profile, me. So there's one profile. And it has, so now if I go out here and created another profile, test. Now if I go to monetization, this should give me 2. Let me refresh. Okay, test. So if I had test, show my business. So showing 1, I'll go here, me, showing the 2. Okay, cool. I don't think it recovered what I had added in earlier. What was the other thing that I told it? That was it. That was the note. Great. See, bug fix. Fix the problem. What else? Anything else before? Okay, so now I just say, what's my next step? I put it in plan mode. And there's a couple different like things that it wanted, that I had it to work on. Yeah, that's what I mean. You're not wrong. Like, OpenClaw is less restrictive. It could do more, but with every bit of automation and freedom that you give it, you're losing a little bit of your own freedom. Like every bit of data that you give it, you're feeding it into that AI. So here we go. I'm just gonna let this plan my next step. I had like 3 different little projects, and then what I was doing, what I created in here was a context file, like an MD file. There's 2 files that it created, one to run when we're wrapping up, and it basically collects everything we talked about in this chat, summarizes it, and merges it back into the MD file for this. And then when I start a new chat, I start it with that MD file. But if I did ever do OpenClaw or test it, which I've thought about, I would test it in a VPS. So I would just go get a VPS, a virtual private server, like Windows in a cloud, and then I would just install it there, play around with it, and then I would probably get isolated credentials as far as like banks, or if I ever like say I wanted to get API, I would sign up for API with a card that's not linked to my personal bank account, if that makes sense. But there we go. Why is it taking the longest to? But my goal with this tool was my thought was whatever. It started with just being a tool board, and now it kind of became an AI agent that when you sign up, it will fill in all this information about you personally, and from that, it will help you pick a business path. So what do you like based off of knowing you? And I feel like that's a gap that a lot of these, they don't actually consider that people are different. So I thought adding that layer in would add more, and I ran that by AI, and it liked it. Right, different models I ran it by, and they all liked that idea, something that's missing. So figuring out a lot about the person, that maybe you're somebody that doesn't want to be on camera. Like personally, I find that I procrastinate a lot on editing, so live streams make more sense. So if that's your traffic source, maybe it's an automation, a full automation in order to do something. Maybe it wants to automate all of your traffic. And then maybe you're not good at replying to or writing email automations. Takes care of that part as much, or you build that based off of build the plan, and then because of AI and the capabilities of things like Claude Code, we could just tell it to create these things. And not I've never felt like there's ever going to be a actual gap where if you have an idea, you could accomplish it now. I granted, you can't just say, build me a teleporter and it builds it for you. Anything within reason. If you had a tool that, like Photoshop's what? I think student price is like $40 a month. So it's stupid expensive for Photoshop. Maybe you only need one tool out of it. Now, I could just, instead of subscribing to Photoshop for $40-50 a month, or Adobe Creative Cloud, because I need this one little thing, it will guide you through, and it will, maybe you need to use Claude Code. Here we go. So yeah, they start as one thing and turn into something wild, different, when you realize the potential. Here, let me look at this real quick. Recent fixes are all done. Dunk tool, admin login, monetization dropdown. What do you want to tackle next? More Dunk tools, monetization feature, something else. Expense, create an idea, track a goal directly from chat. Recommending it. Hasn't led me stray so far. Build out the money tab. No. Goal milestones. We'll do that later. So yeah, I'm going to go with what it recommends next. Those are things that I said that I wanted to add in. So it's doing them in stages. But you're not wrong about the whole thing with it starting as one thing, because literally I just wanted something, a page to just organize things that I was working on. I don't think these, see, they're not even launching right now. So I'll have to troubleshoot that. I'll deal with that later. It became less important. And then I said, I wanted workflows, which it didn't even, I think it's coding it right now. That's why. Maybe there's a issue with yeah, it's actually running something on here. Yeah, it's resetting it. Give it a second, I will show them back up. Yeah, but point was that I realized that the potential was with adaptive AI business coach that learns about, like, I always thought, like, okay, so the way that I describe my mind would be, I definitely have ADHD tendencies. I know that. So there's certain things I want to do, but I don't always do them. Everybody, like 1/3 of the human population is on some form of the spectrum. So I'm sure I'm on there somewhere. So, like, knowing those things about yourself, like, are you more likely to edit a video? Are you more likely to go live? Are you more likely to not ever want to show your face? Are you introvert, extra? It's going to define what kind of business you're going to actually ever want to run. Do you want this to be something where you basically manage things on the back end and you run a business so it's fully automated and you're just the person running the business and you're not ever front facing? I think it defines everything, what kind of business you're going to want to run. So I think just that one layer at the front could make a complete difference. And then if you try something, because of AI, you could try things so quickly and implement them. And with the automations, a lot of these things, AI can just go like launch your business for you at this point, to a certain degree. And I think that's just going to become more and more automated as time goes on. As you can see, like, I'm here right now, but we were talking about OpenClaw. Once that becomes integrated in a way that you could trust, then you could launch your entire business. Maybe you build something yourself. It gets to a point where you could build your own OpenClaw that you could trust. And then that could be something that you can give to your personal clients, and you don't need to worry about some other tool that's out there and it's self-improving and self-growing. So okay, let's see. It only has 3 functions. Profile. Next step is to extend dunk trees. Other tabs. Okay, so now this is what it's doing right here is what I was saying. I'm going to make it so my chatbot can basically fill in things on the website. Okay, I approve that. I want it to feel more like an agent. So now I kind of see. Is this gonna load now? What's going on here? There we go. The other one wasn't loading. But the majority of what it was this bot. Now, if I have a bot that can learn about me and know me, it will give me better decisions. And then if I run all of my business decisions and my results through that bot, it will know what worked and what didn't. And it will know my particular personality type worked well with this particular, but maybe it needs a time for me to figure it out, but it can take what it knows about me and what it learns about me and then make better suggestions based off of what it knows I'm good at and what it knows I'll follow through with and what I'll do. And look, it's just an idea. So if I have an idea and I have the capability of potentially doing it, maybe it evolves along the way again. But it's all good. I like what I'm building. If nothing else, it would be something for me. And if I build it, I'm trying to build it in a way that I could share it with other people if it works for me from the start. And maybe that adds some extra complexities to it, but I don't care. I'm having fun. So an AI agent that can control, you basically launch this panel and it gives you access to an AI agent that will run this terminal is kind of like what I'm trying to do. So it will run this terminal, but maybe, see, we got to get to a point where we could run Claude Code in that, which I want. Maybe you can, but like a cowork, have it go and do send cowork tasks, but not in the app. I don't know if that's possible yet. We'll see. That's always the question. Like, that's the fun part. It's like, it's not about, I don't know if that's possible. I catch myself saying things like, I don't know if that's possible yet. Like, it's going to be. And if I was doing normal coding, I would never be able to be live streaming it. I would need that focus, because that uses the same part of my brain that I'm using when I'm talking to you. I might go live again tonight. It's a very easy way to stream by doing live streams about this, because I enjoy it. I enjoy doing this work. It's creativity. Hopefully I could share it with you. So once I get that true value tool, that's going to be the coach. And then I'm also building in some affiliate parts beside, like, for instance, I think every business needs something like either email or text, a way to capture leads. So you're either going to be emailing them or texting them. So you're either collecting email addresses or phone numbers. So you need a landing page or a phone opt-in. I use high level, so I'll give them that as a. Oop. Oh, there was a cut. Check. I get paranoid that my feed cut out yesterday. No, we're still good. We're still good. I love it. I love that I'm able to create this. But it evolved. Like I said, it's still going to evolve. I'm sure it's change. There's a few things that popped up too. There's a couple things that I know I need to work on in here. So I'm sure there will be some evolution once the bot or the AI agent starts to take form. But we have our profile. Sure, this onboarding and this will evolve. I want to find, but this is coming along and starting to take shape. Now I can see how the AI agent would be able to fill in ideas in this AI tool newsletter. Look, this is actually something it filled in, I think, from the AI update brief. So I want it to be able to fill in ideas. I want it to give me ideas in this idea board. And maybe it could even just be like, we could find ways to do this and use Cowork to fill this in, things like that. If they need to work companion. Then tools, pretty straightforward. Oh. And the workflows, again, this will evolve, I feel. And then monetization, goal with this one, again, is to track all my money coming in and money coming out all in one place. And maybe I could turn it into my tax portfolio or like file, like whatever. Maybe I can work in all the tax stuff so I could just export my tax documents from here. I don't know. And then admin. See, look. So this has cost me 13 cents, this experiment so far. I know. Oh, I know the bigger picture is scary. That's why I'm getting ahead of it. I'm trying to get ahead of it because the way I see it is that this is going to cause a ripple effect with jobs. And that's why I was trying to point out the thing with like Adobe. You think Adobe, this juggernaut, is going to be able to just weather the storm? No, like all what I need to do is come over here and just tell Claude Code to code me a feature in Adobe and I'd have it forever. Like and then I could go and say, go to Claude Cowork or Code and just schedule maintenance on it. Say, hey, go and check and see if anything's good. Oh, go start a search to see if there's no reason these companies are screwed. And the thing is that there's going to be opportunists that take advantage of this type of thing. Yeah, you're not right. My mental health, you're right. That's going to be a huge thing. I think that's already a thing. Like, I think that's a huge thing with social media in general. I think the country and the world, I think social media, especially short form content, has damaged people's mental health drastically. Cyber crimes, you're not wrong there. Cyber crimes are going to become more easy. If you think about it, it's the same thing. Like when now, oh, go and send me your Bitcoin, like that type of stuff. When it became easier for somebody to just scam somebody, there was people calling people in the 80s and 90s on their phone. Like there was still crime, scams, but now it's like I get like 20 of them a day. And the only reason I don't get more is because I pay to have myself scrubbed from all sorts of things. And it just can't even keep up with it. They're relentless. It's just going to get worse. Yeah, it's going to cause a lot more crime because crime is going to be easier. I think there's going to be a lot of good things, but I think it depends on who uses it. I think the tools are there. Unfortunately, I find you're not wrong that typically people with bad intentions pay attention to these tools a little bit more than people with good intentions. But for me, I'm going to take advantage of it, but I have good intentions. Yes, but you're not wrong. I think it's gonna, yeah. I think thanks for liking the project. If it could crash and burn for all I know, but my thought was like, I think the problem with every single coach is that they sit down and a coach doesn't really listen. They tell you why you should do the system that they've decided they want to teach you. Like, but that's not necessarily right for everybody. So I think with AI, you could have a coach that learns about you and then actually makes a suggestion based off of you and not their ulterior motives to get you to do their system. And if it designs a custom system, I could see how something like this could, like, say you ended up using this tool as well and built your own tools. It could maybe learn from your business's failures or successes as kind of like a strategy to strengthen all of the businesses, like the greater brain better. But yeah, I think that that also could be kind of scary. But if this is possible, people are going to use this no matter what. So it might as well be me. And at least I know I'm not going to do the bad thing. Like I want to make money off of this stuff, but I don't need to screw over other people to make money. And I think that once you pass that point, then it's like there's no going back. So it's a fine line for me. I'm not going to ever do that. I love the idea of being able to use this. So this is just one idea. So I am actually I want to build another idea where I build the ultimate AI plus traditional editor for like you say you're making videos. I wanted to like, there's a lot of like free editing terminals that you could install. But if you take that and then start customizing that so you could have the perfect workflow. So, oh man, okay, now I'm going to generate my character profiles and do like whatever, like being able to create an entire AI movie directly there. I think that that's where this is prime for Code. Like, I have this idea. Let's see if it works. If it doesn't, we're not there yet. But if it does, and I'm the first one to make it, maybe I just gave away my idea and you steal it. But hey, man, if you're putting the effort, I'll just use your tool. It's all good. But that was one idea that I and now it's not even like a point where like I might get to. It's like I'll do it. I'm working on this right now, but that's like the next project. I could already feel that that's going to be like the thing, because then I have a bunch of like film friends in the film industry that I know that if they were able to be given a tool that they could use AI to generate whatever, like that could be the tool that they wanted. It's just like a sub niche. It's like a small market. It's the film industry people. So let's see. I'm still distracted. I don't want to give it full control. Full tabs now reference. Refresh. I feel like profile should be my main page at the moment. Go to settings, and I made it so I can go here and change. I guess I haven't added all of them. It's not the one I would want it to be profile with. But since I had never actually created an app properly, like the whole ecosystem from scratch or anything like that, I just like templates. Even though I was building this for myself, I wanted to build it with settings that I could actually put in, like build it like it would be an app's settings. I wanted to build it with an admin section. So if there's somebody that owns the app, they would know the cost of running the app right here with all the API costs and anything else that I could actually put in. And this is good information for me too, because now I know the cost of running my business, on at least as far as APIs. I could bring up the API panel. Oh, this works too. And then another idea is like, once I start adding in different models, I could say use the model, like if a model is costing too much, look up the cheaper cost and start using that model if it's not going to get a worse result. Junk tool fully working and verified. Cool. Now what? I like being a little sassy with the AI. It needs it. It's mostly just bug fix stuff right now. What's up, Limitless Adventure? How's it going? Just been creating my battle station, which started off as like just like a tool pin board for things that I was installing off like GitHub or creating in Claude Code. Ooh, wait 1 second. Dunk tool and so usually the first one. So build a proper first run onboarding experience. Yes, I need this. So Dunk walks new users through setting up. Let's do that. plan mode. There we go. So now we got our next thing. Sorry, I didn't get that started. What I'm trying to do. Let's stop saying trying. What I am doing, because anything's possible now. Anything is possible. So originally was just creating a pin board for tools that I was creating, and that evolved into me creating. Now, what started off as just a chat bot that would fill in some forms, is now evolving into a complete AI agent that is supposed to learn about you, so it can make educated suggestions for you to follow for an online business to make you money. And then based off of the thing, like make suggestions. So if you're somebody that's going to not want to be on camera, it's not going to suggest that. And you'll find good traffic sources that match your personality and who you are, and just keep on building a larger profile. And I think I need to fine tune this and put it into some like JSON file or clean this up, because I think this is probably pretty bad code as far as the organization at the moment. I'm gonna think that, just so it's not using a bunch of tokens just for home. Can Claude be used for home automations, home assistant? I could imagine that it can be, because Claude. Here, I'll show you. Hold on one second. Oh, there's already an onboarding wizard. Dunk intake conversation. Chat. There we go. Let's do that. So right here, you have a thing called dispatch. And dispatch, you can do it in Claude Code or Claude Code. For some reason, Cowork is asking me to reset. But so dispatch, what it ends up doing, I have a dispatch. It will launch one of these terminals, and from your phone, show you kind of a little on my screen. I don't know if okay, let me see. Claude. So look at this. So on your phone, I don't know if you can see it's kind of blurry. You have a chat called Dispatch, and you can go into the chat in Dispatch, and it will launch something in Cowork that will trigger things. I don't know exactly how this would. I'm sure there's going to be a way to launch it with that, but you could go into your app on your phone at the moment. I don't know about if it would work with your Home Assistant yet, but you could I could tell it to do something, and it would open a terminal on the computer. So your computer still has to be open, but I could do it from anywhere. So that was just released. So I could imagine that you could there'll be a way soon, if not yet, that you can trigger a dispatch command from your Home Assistant. So it would be like a trickle effect. Like your Home Assistant triggers a dispatch command, and then that triggers something in your Claude Cowork, which then goes and does a task. So maybe I say, hey, I need you to go and, generate me all these photos, whatever. Like, I need you to generate me photos for this. And, maybe it's a regular thing that it does. It goes and grabs the skill and then generates it on your computer, even though you're just telling it from your phone. But if not, we could always ask. Can I use Claude Cowork from my home? Is that the Apple Home? I think it's the Apple Home Assistant. Give verbal. Worth asking. Let that chat. Let me see what's going on here. Yeah, it's offline right now. Let's start. Great question. And the answer is not natively, but it's doable. Here's the breakdown. What dispatch actually is, which remember, dispatch is the thing on your phone to trigger it. So dispatch creates a single persistent conversation thread between the Claude mobile app and your phone, on your phone, and the Claude desktop app on your computer. It's essentially a walkie-talkie to co-work sessions already running on your desktop. Your Mac has to be awake with the Claude app open, so dispatch on your phone, desktop, home. Okay, the home assistant would need to route your verbal command into the dispatch input channel. Right now, dispatch only accepts inputs through the Claude mobile app. There's so there is no API solution yet, but they just released dispatch, so I imagine that if they've done that, then I'm sure there's going to be some sort of API solution soon. So what you can do today, native Anthropic integration, no co-work. Anthropic integration adds a conversation agent powered by Claude directly in Home Assistant using the assistant, but that's not going to trigger co-work sessions or Claude Code sessions. HAMCP server, there's an NPC server add-on. There's an NPC server that enables natural language control of Home Assistant using Claude AI. It gives Claude desktop direct, secure access to the HA assistant with 40 plus operations. This is the reverse direction Claude controller, so it's going backwards, so that's not a solution. Custom N8N webhook bridge. So this is actually something that could do it. Oh, it just aired there. That was code. So bottom line, no, dispatch has no external trigger right now. So it would be something with, yeah. So it doesn't do it right now from, it's talking about N8N. If you don't know what N8N is, let me check this before I. Still coding, good. If you do, this is N8N. You could integrate this into Claude. Is it .ai? Or is it .io? There you go. So this is N8N. It's kind of like Zapier, but it's made for more like AI workflows. So what you could do, and that's what it was just suggesting there, is that you could create, this would be a whole new layer, and this isn't free. So like, this is a service, just so you know. That's why it's a whole other bill. But yeah, so if you're already using N8N and 8N, I think that you could, if you're already using it, I'm just letting people know that this is probably your solution. You could have it send, because Claude does have, here, you go to connections or customize, you go to, maybe it's not in this one. So Claude Code, hold on, not in, co-work has the connections here. So connections, so you can see connections, manage connections. So I even have my go high level server right there, but you can browse plugins. Those are plugins, not connections. not sure why it's not showing me the connections store. Add connections. Probably something to do with that weird issue with the telling me I need to turn the app off. Yeah, it's a great tool. But I am gonna have to bounce in a few minutes. Just be back up later. Gonna go meet up. I've been on for like 2.5 hours. It's been fun. I've been having a good time. But yeah, I would use N8N because you could. I don't know what the deal is with not showing the connections, but N8N, you could have a connection so you could trigger something that can then be triggered with N8N, and then you could have that trigger things within Claude Code, or actually access it, vice versa. You would give you. I don't know if you can go in that direction. So it still kind of goes in the direction where Claude has to trigger it, and it could trigger things with N8N. So you could have Claude Code trigger things in your assistant, but I don't know if you could send things the other direction yet, unless you use the API. You could use Claude's Anthropic's suite of APIs for their code. There you go. So you could use their API for their code, but there we go. So we're good. Cool, but all right, I actually do have to bounce in a second just because I have to meet up with somebody down the street. Just don't want to keep them waiting, but it was good hanging out with everybody today. I'm probably going to jump on later today and do another live just because it keeps me accountable. It keeps me accountable to get more of this work done. So cool. Thanks again for hanging out with me. I will see everybody later. Peace out. I'm going to continue working on this. I bet by the next time that we hang out, it's going to be even farther along. But yeah, cool. All right. Can't wait to see where this goes. All right. Bye, everyone.